Okay, so what has been like a main focus this week in preparation for the Santa Clara game, like in practice?
I mean, the main focus, first of all, we got to rebound, but it's about winning. It was a good game, but a tough game on last Friday night. Credit BYU, a very good team, but I think our group over the years is in these battles, but it's now time to win these big games. And as I told them, I said, I'm not looking for that second place ribbon anymore. Everybody, you played a great game, but the but for me is we got to win, and that's what the focus has been all week.
Great, thanks. I really only have one question today.
Well, Todd, why don't you just talk about another tough opponent coming into Lower Soccer Field in Santa Clara, coming off two big wins for them. Talk about what you've seen and what you know about the Broncos.
What a great Santa Clara team. I mean, Jerry Smith's one of the best coaches in the country. He's got over 300 wins. He's been there, I think 300 wins. He's been over 30 years. He's basically a legend in the women's soccer game. His teams are always prepared. They beat two very good teams that arguably are one of our top two opponents in this conference. So we know they're going to be ready. They haven't been on the road yet, so they got a little test to come up here to Pullman. But they're going to be organized, super prepared, and we're going to be ready to go here Thursday night. Excuse me.
You mentioned BYU, another really good team. Tough match last Friday. What did your team take from that match? Just the opener and what you saw and how you can move forward.
Well, the first game's you're never really sure what you're going to see, and we had a good exhibition game, and then now you get in a top 15 opponent in the country, a team that made the Sweet 16 last year. So we weren't really sure, but as the game went on and we're there, and the game was back and forth. I mean, the one thing we didn't want the game to be was stretched and opened, and at times it did, and we found our rhythm. And what we take away, again, is closing that game out, is winning that big game when it counts, is finding a way to, all right, here, we're in this moment. This is a top 15 team in the country, but, we're right there with them. But, again, we've got to close the game and we've got to win that thing.
Jim, do you have some questions for Coach?
I have a few questions. Todd, Jim Allen here from the Spokesman in Spokane. How are you today?
Good, Jim. Thank you.
Hey, how are the kids responding to that tough loss to BYU?
I mean, I think they're irritated by it. I mean, last year we had a great game with Stanford and lost in double overtime, and then Northwestern lost in double overtime in the NCAA tournament. So I think last year we were a little bit upset, hurting. Now I think we're irritated by it. Again, it's something that we're so close, but again, second place doesn't mean anything. So I expect a great bounce back. I expect a group that is hungry, and they're not looking for a pity party. They're ready to move on and get to this next game.
How do you make that transition program-wise to winning those big games, not coming away with, like you said, like second place?
Well, I mean, that's going to take time, the culture and how we go from here. I mean, our practices are super competitive. I mean, we now got to, iron out the winners of the day. Not only are we going to compete as a group, but individually they're going to have to compete, and they're going to have to know where they stand across the board, because the pressure counts every day and every moment. And it was a 10-second blur in that game with 4 minutes to go in the game that cost us the game there. Now, we had other opportunities to win the game, so the pressure isn't just on that last moment of the goal. We had opportunities that we missed and balls that were cleared off the line. So it's going to have to be not only competitive as we do, but charted in a way that everyone's accountable for every single moment of practice as well.
You talked about the attitude, the reaction to losing a tough game. What's the general attitude on this team that you like as far as program moving forward?
What I like is this team always fights. They're up for every challenge. Okay, so there's a difference between being a fighter and then a winner. So we fight, we compete, and we don't back down. But now you got to add that last piece. Again, I go back to the winning point. So they bounce back. Again, the impression I got was irritation. Last year was upset. Oh, we almost had them. Well, this time was like, no, we should have had them. So that's what I like about these Cougs and these young ladies, the culture here and the attitude of, never fail and keep working through those moments. So definitely, I think that's something we're going to make positive out of this.
What are you looking forward to with Caitlin Johnson this year in terms of what she brings to the field and as a leader?
Well, first on the field, I mean, you saw the goal she had. I mean, it was a tremendous goal. I mean, she created a goal for us, drew a PK in the opening weekend in the preseason. She created a goal for us and scored a fantastic goal. I mean, that's just classy what that was. Keepers off her line, but Caitlin caught her and then put it over the net. So, you're going to see by her performance that she's a leader that way. She's also a leader in her own way of how she leads with these young ladies verbally and communicates with them. And, but for Cato, for the most part, she is one of the ones that I'll say that is in that moment of wanting to win every game, because I will classify Cato as a winner because she's going to produce, and we just got to get everybody else to be on that same page as her.
And finally, defense has been a mainstay for you guys over the years. How do you see that back line and just give us a general look at the defense?
Well, I think the defense looks good. I mean, it's steady with our back returning group, and you got Ella that's behind them in goal. So from that standpoint, I feel comfortable with our defending. Those 3 BYU forwards may be the top 3 forwards you may see in a game. Now, every team has a great forward, but to have 3 like that, Hatch, number 7, and Combs, Natalie, was a terrific test for us. I didn't think we fail in that. We had 1 lapse of marking in the box. So if you can deal with 3, certainly I hope you can deal with 1 or 2 a game. And I'm definitely confident in our back line what they can do.